Hey boss ladies, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, you just stumbled across me, then welcome. I'm Madeleine. I'm the founder of the Cosmopolitan Boss Babe, which is a YouTube channel where I share everything I learned along the way of becoming an entrepreneur, like lifestyle hacks, travel tips, easy recipes that are delicious but healthy at the same time, also like workout inspiration and everything that I just learned I want to share with you. So I was looking for a way to share my thoughts and ideas and inspiration with you in a more like cozy setting where we can just sit down and chat. And I was like, well, what do I love to drink? Of course, champagne. If you know me by now, I'm just a huge champagne lover, always have been. I love my glass of rosé too, but I will always prefer champagne no matter what. And so I thought, why not sit down, grab a glass of champagne and just chat with you. And I will try to mix it up and also tell you about like the different champagnes I'm drinking. And today I have one of my new favorites, and that is the Pommery SkyBlue. It's actually a champagne you have to drink over ice. As it says right here, so glass, but you can also drink it without. It's a little bit sweeter, but I really love it a lot. I think it just came out like last year or something. It's relatively new on the market. If you know, I don't know if you know, but Moët and Chandon, they have their Ice Imperial on the market for like a few years now, and Pommery just came out with this one too. Alright, so let's open it up and get the party going. If I can find where to open it. Okay, right here. First fail. Okay, so alright guys, I'm so excited that you joined me on the series. You can also watch how to open champagne actually. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is tight. Okay, I'm actually like really good at opening that kind of stuff. Woohoo! Smells amazing. Okay, pour yourself a glass, girl, whatever it is, even if it's a glass of wine, and let's get started. Now that we have our champagne, back to today's topic. Today I want to talk to you about some motivational tips and tricks I learned along the way. As you know, when being self-employed and working from home, sometimes it's hard to motivate yourself like every day. At least that's what happens to me. I love my work, I love what I do, I love to do YouTube, I also love to do my activewear line, and I love to work from home, I love to be independent. There's nothing better than being your own boss. You know, you get to decide what to do, you get to decide when to take your vacation, you get to decide when you take your doctor's appointment. You're not reliant on anyone else, which is amazing. But on the other hand, sometimes if you're alone the entire day, it gets a little bit like not boring, but sometimes I feel like I'm not as motivated as on other days. So when these days strikes, usually it's kind of right around my period. I don't know, maybe the hormones are playing their part in this, but that's just what I discovered. And when I start thinking these thoughts like, oh, you're not good enough, or what you're doing is totally stupid, it will never work out, the first thing I do is I catch myself or my mind thinking these thoughts. This is the first step. If you actually catch yourself doing that, then you're on a better way to improving and realizing, oh, okay, this is like not true what I'm thinking right now, and what can I do to go the other way. Second step I do is telling myself affirmations. So that's something you should do actually every day. I just got into this whole law of attraction thing, and sometimes I forget to say my affirmations, but I feel like it helps a lot if I pick like 2 affirmations a day I say. And it can be anything. Like for me right now, it's money will come to me, like I'm surrounded by prosperity, by wealth, and by money, and all opportunities are coming to me. Also, like, I will be successful, or I'm successful, everything will work out, I have trust in the progress or in the process. These are really, really important, and I feel like they help me a lot overcoming these struggles when I feel like, or when I don't feel motivated at all to do something because I feel like it's not even paying off and there's no result to it. So it's really good. So yeah, my second tip would be affirmations. They really help a lot. If no affirmation come to your mind, then just Google it. There's so many affirmations out there, and then just pick one. Or if you think about one that you would like to use, then do that. And what I can recommend is doing them every morning. Not only if you don't feel motivated, but also every morning when you wake up, before you start your day, and it just sets the tone for your day. So the third thing I do when I feel like really unmotivated, I turn on motivational podcasts. So what helped me a lot is Tony Robbins, obviously. You probably heard of him by now. He's amazing and he's so motivating. Like every time I hear them, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Yes, I'm going after that. And he's so right. And like all the problems I kind of discovered by myself, or that I discovered inside of myself, he talked about, and he had a resolution for everything, and he kind of talked about the background, why we think certain stuff and why we behave in a certain way, and it helped me so much to better understand my own behavioral patterns and work against them, or like work toward improving myself. Also, another podcast I can totally recommend is The Skinny Confidential by him and her. The Skinny Confidential, Him and Her by Lauren Everett and Michael Bostic. She is a lifestyle blogger. Her blog is called The Skinny Confidential, and Michael is her husband, and they have this amazing podcast where they talk to successful people, how they build their company, but they also talk about their own life and how they get along and how they overcome struggles and how they manage stuff. And they give you a lot of tips and tricks. If you were like in social media or in the influential industry, they give you a lot of tips and tricks on how to use your Instagram, your Snapchat, your YouTube channel, like what to do. And I think he's also in the marketing business, so he has some great advice about that too. And then because of them, I discovered Gary Vee. He is a really cool dude. You kind of have to like him, I guess. I think there's no in between. Either you like him or you don't like him, because he's really straightforward. But that's what I love about him, because sometimes that's how I am. I mean, I'm like really disciplined and I do my stuff and I work, but sometimes I just need a good kick in the ass. It's just how it is, and he does that. Like, he tells you how it is. He tells right to your face, and he'd be like, okay, you gotta work. Either you work or you won't achieve anything. He'll work your ass off, you know, bust your ass working, work 20 hours a day, like whatever it takes. And it is so cool to actually see. And he also says there's no easy way around. There's nothing like passive income. And if there is something like that, you work for it beforehand. So I really like that about him. Yeah, these are actually, and then what I only like, not only do podcasts, but sometimes if I'm just like running around the apartment or doing stuff or taking care of stuff, I turn on YouTube channels and listen to interviews, because usually you don't have to watch them, you know, talk to each other. You can also listen to them while doing other stuff. It's all about efficiency, my ladies. So yeah, and I recently discovered what was her name? I think Casey Humphreys or something. She has this YouTube channel or this interview series called The Pursuit, where she interviews successful people on how they did it, like behind the scenes, all of that. And that is really inspirational as well. And last but not least, I almost forgot because she hasn't posted a podcast in a long while now, is Carrie Green from She Means Business. I think, yeah, she wrote the book She Means Business, and she also has a website called the Female Entrepreneur Association, and she also mostly interviews successful business women, so here we are, and they tell all the background stories, the behind the scenes realness, and it is so inspirational to hear like how many people, you usually only see like the upfront shiny world, like how they all made it to the top, but it's so inspiring to see how they overcome their hurdles and how they had to try like multiple times until they finally made it. So again, it shows that you have to have the right mindset and you have to be persistent, and above all, you have to be consistent. The fourth tip is, if nothing else helps, or if I just feel like I'm in a rut, or I don't feel motivated at all, I work out. So this can be whatever you like. You can go for a nice long run, you can go for a walk around the block if that clears your head, you can do a high intensity interval training, you can do like a normal toning workout. I work out with the Toned Up girls, so I usually turn on one of their videos. Sometimes it's even like really good to get your heart rate pumping, so I do a HIIT workout. That helps me a lot. And even though if I don't feel like it, like if I get on the mat and I just do it, I feel so much better afterwards. It's crazy and it's so amazing. And what also helps a lot is yoga. So I usually go to yoga class once a week. It's a really nice class, really relaxing, but yoga, for me, like if I'm really in a rut, or like I don't know, I feel like I'm so depressed or whatever, yoga is not always the right thing for me. I feel like I feel better when I have lifted weights, I'm like really sweaty, and I kind of worked out really hard. But that's just me. I think you have to figure out what works best for you. But yeah, working out definitely helps, no matter what type of workout it is. And also what I do like way too less, I know I'm guilty of that, is call a friend. Sometimes, or even like your parents or your mom or your dad or whatever, or some other relative. Sometimes it's good to just talk to someone, because if you're alone at home, you're working from home, you're alone the entire day, so it can get so lonely and you can get caught up in your head like crazy. And sometimes it's really nice to talk to someone, get another perspective on things, and you will think so much clearer once you're done. And it's also nice to just, socialize. That's what I found helped me a lot. So these are my 5 tips I want to share with you today for what I do when I have a kind of a motivational problem or whatever you want to call it. I hope you like this series. If so, then please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, because I'm giving you this free content. So with subscribing, you're showing me that you love my content and that I should continue doing it. Also, leave a comment below what you're doing when you have lack of motivation. Like, what are your tips and tricks to motivate yourself, or what do you do when you feel really in a rut working from home? Like, do you feel lonely? I would love to hear your experiences. Also, comment with your favorite champagne. Maybe I will check this one out next time. And until then, I wish you a great day. Bye.